Hello, friends, and welcome to Talking with Famous People. My name is Host Eric. I am the purported, if not actual, host of Talking with Famous People. People, which they don't use the word purported as often as they should. Okay, that should be a little bit better on the sound there. Meow here a little bit. There we go. All right, so Cobra Kai, Season 1, YouTube original. Greatest show ever? Yes. It's just very straightforward. The answer is yes. It is the greatest show. Can Krista Sarmberg knows? Of course she knows. I watched the whole season one. I just finished it right now. Rachel and I were watching it. Unfucking believable. It is so astonishingly good that I am just. It makes me shake. I can't watch it hardly. It's so good. It's so powerful. It's like, wow. When Daniel and Johnny Lawrence go back to the motel, not the motel, the apartment complex that Daniel grew up in, how fucking powerful is that? When they're driving in the car and they're talking, and they're at the bar and they're talking, how powerful. It's just, oh my God. And the beginning of it was just tore me to pieces. It was like these bad things were happening over and over again to this guy. And oh my God. The amount of SININE fucking combo punch is just astonishing. The writing is brilliant. They got the actual mom from the first movie to be his mom in that episode. They got the old sensei. He shows up at episode 10 from Cobra Kai. Oh my God. There will be spoilers, okay? There will be spoilers in this live stream. Just to warn anybody who wants to watch this, you should watch it. There will definitely be spoilers. I've never experienced quite so powerful a media hooray. Yeah. All right. Well, Rachel and I are both loving it. And it's... Whew. If you haven't watched it yet, you gotta fucking watch it. It is... Oh, yeah. The Eli to Hawk transformation is so cool to see. Now, look. Even though I'm going to be giving spoilers on season 1, if you've watched season 2, don't say a goddamn word. I don't want to hear about it, all right? It is so cool. And then you have to subscribe to it, I guess. I guess you got to be premium. I don't know. I am premium, so it does say premium on it, but I just didn't think about it or anything. But it is premium, but oh my God, so worth it. It's like, what is it, $15 a month or something? Premium is absolutely worth it on YouTube. I've had it since the beginning, and you'll be hooked. You'll be hooked. Yeah, you should, Jake Morris. The thing is this. They do just an incredible job of living the world out, the Karate Kid world out, and there's so many of the same locations. The writing is so smart. The fact that Daniel Russo now has a car dealership, and it's so Shakespearean. The twists and turns are brilliant. The use of the old locations, the use of clips from the movies, they're absolutely brilliant. So that's basically kind of what I want to talk about in this live stream, but I kind of want to segue into the cognitive function aspect. Iron Fist. I don't know what Iron Fist is. May I just say, I got in Vegas this Gorilla Glue number 4, $30 an eighth, which is a good price for it. It's top notch and really great deal as well. Anyway, so it's been a long. What type of ESTP? He's obviously an ESTP. You heard Vegas is cheap? Vegas it didn't cost us very much to go. We lost like maybe $100 in gambling, and we didn't have to pay for lodging because I got my parents' timeshare, and we bought some meals. That's about it. We gambled for a long time for only losing $100. Yeah, well, that's one of the things I'm going to be hopefully making today. If I have the impetus to do so, which is I want to make a video of about our trip to Vegas. I got a bunch of stills. I want to do a stills and narrator video, which I've done in the past. I don't have a lot of clips of us on the road trip. I think I have one or two of us like singing in the car and stuff. The amazing thing about the Vegas trip and this relationship in general is the way it totally changes it switches the field, like the Eli to Hawk, right? It switches the field. Prior to this relationship, there was always a huge hole in my life that this YouTube channel filled. And that hole was basically I wasn't really, I guess, receiving proper love from anybody, maybe. Or I'm not entirely sure, except now that I'm in this relationship and I firmly believe that I'm with my quote unquote soulmate for lots and lots of reasons. But I'm at a bit of a crossroads here. It's like, what am I doing? Right now I'm taking care of my mom. I'm doing a little debate coaching. I was really stoked when my debater won the tournament, the first league debate tournament. That was awesome. Talk about like I appreciate that, Jake Forrest, and I do take seriously actually the responsibility. There may only be 4 people here at the moment, but I appreciate you guys being here, and I appreciate the fact that people get used to things. They get accustomed to a given way, and they like a certain thing, and then if it goes away, it's troubling sometimes. They'll find other things, of course, but it's like you don't like your friends that you get to rely on. You get to have expectations about. You don't like them to start to fail to fulfill those expectations. So that's basically the role I play in a lot of people's lives, I suppose, is a friendly voice that talks to them on the internet and provides a live community, like people can actually live interact with while doing so. And some people, some people come here to mostly do the chat, and some people just like to listen to me, I guess. Or I'm not sure. Everybody has their own reasons for consuming whatever media they consume. Regardless, the reality is this relationship is changing my life dramatically. It's making me, sociology says the mirage relationship is one that makes both partners lazy. I don't find that it makes either Rachel or I lazy, but I do find that it makes us prioritize different things, which might be called lazy if you want to frame satisfied living as lazy. I mean, I'm feeling very satisfied. I'm feeling very satisfied in every way, like emotionally satisfied, spiritually satisfied, sexually satisfied, just satisfied. And content. I don't know what to do with that. It's not something I'm familiar with at all. I've never lived this way before. I've never been content before. I've never been satisfied. So I don't know what to do with it, frankly. What have I been doing lately? I can watching Cobra Kai, of course. Like this morning I got up, I had to watch some more of it, even though Rachel's still sleeping. I just couldn't stop watching it. I had to watch it. So I had to find out what happened. the love triangle is so Shakespearean in the whole thing. With the son, okay, so Johnny Lawrence, he's got his son, who's Daniel's. Daniel's got his daughter, and she's the girlfriend of Johnny Lawrence's student, Miguel's, and and of course Johnny Lawrence's student Miguel fights against Johnny Lawrence's son in the finals of the karate championship in the season 1. Anyway, it's, if you haven't seen it and you're considering seeing it or you're looking for something to see, I just want to say I'm going to keep coming back to this topic as I weave in and out of this topic, but do watch Cobra Kai season 1, and I'm looking forward to seasons 2 and beyond as well, but I didn't start those morning. So yeah, it's like, for somebody who's FI polar, it's very difficult to find a relationship that actually is FI attentive. I'm just sharing my genuine enthusiasm for it. I've got no horse in this race at all. It's just genuine. It's like Florida's Natural. Okay, it's the Florida's Natural of TV shows. It's amazing. I can't gush enough about it. It's right up there with the first time I watched Breaking Bad was amazing. Like, it's not a show that rewatched really well, but I watched it as it was coming out week after week. Like, you couldn't binge back then, So I had to wait till the next week, and I'd always DVR it. Anyway, that show was equivalently like powerful for me. Sopranos also was rather powerful for me. And Naruto Shippuden, of course, is epically powerful, but fucking Cobra Kai, I don't know, it might be the best show I've ever seen. It's so goddamn good. It's unbelievable. So anyway, back to my relationship thing and what it means for me on a cognitive function level, and what it means in terms of actualization arcs for other types as well, frankly, which is, I don't know if this is necessarily the case. I think Enneagram instinctual variant is important in determining whether or not it's significant. Yeah, you'd like it. You'd like it for sure. It's totally STP versus SFJ wisdom. Like, Daniel LaRusso is basically an ISFJ. Okay, he's like a really cool ISFJ, and Johnny Lawrence, who was the bad guy in in Karate Kid, right? This is his redemption story. He comes back, and you meet him at the beginning of it, and he's like an ESTP handyman guy who drinks too much and his life's falling apart. And then but he's living in a shitty apartment complex, just like Daniel LaRusso was at the beginning of Karate Kid. And he encounters this kid in the complex who's just like Daniel was, except now it's Johnny Lawrence's turn to play Mr. Miyagi, right? So anyway, shit evolves from there. SFJ wisdom, you've got to find balance in your life. Karate is here and here, never here, right? That's your ISFJ wisdom. It's in your heart and your memories and Although I think, in a lot of ways, Daniel is like an ISTP, but I think he's an ISFJ probably, ultimately. Doubt leads to death. I strongly recommend it, Taylor, for sure. Anyhow, thanks, Typology Gifts. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Right. Yeah. STP wisdom is more, a little more Yoda-ish. Do or do not. There is no try. You know. Good morning, Chris Chapman. That's interesting. You know, it's what's also interesting about C.S. Joseph topic in general is since I started making C.S. Joseph, a couple of C.S. Joseph videos, when you Google me, I get a lot more results. It's mostly Reddit posts about that. So that's interesting. What's NTP wisdom? Depends on the situation, you know? It's like NTP wisdom is basically easier to seek forgiveness than permission is a classic NTP wisdom. I'm sure they are silly as fuck. That guy is he's silly as fuck. Easier to seek forgiveness than permission is definitely NTP wisdom because it's like I'll be able to talk my way out of it after the fact. Context is everything. There's NTP wisdom as well. You know, I can spin it. NTP wisdom. Don't worry, I can spin it. That's textbook NTP approach to life. Nothing really matters. I can always spin it. You know, it's like it's the weakest kind of NTP wisdom, frankly. It's not really forgiveness you're seeking. It's clemency. Because if you have to ask permission for something, then obviously the person has power over you. So you're trying to get past their power barrier without suffering any consequences. That's the gist of the idea. And you do that with words. Well, I have all these reasons why I had to do that thing that I was supposed to get permission for and didn't. So you see, I had a lot of reasons. Now does it make sense? Like that, you know? It's that kind of stupid nonsense. I do it too. Everybody does it. Every NTP does that shit. I got a zit inside my nose right here. It's really fucking annoying. Right there. I can feel it hurting, but I can't really even feel it enough to poke at it even yet. Nothing really matters is also good. And that's an INTP specialty, King Christian Simon Pagoo. That is not an NTP in general. ENTPs are a little bit less like that. ENTP is kind of like everything matters a whole bunch until you actually check to see if it really matters. Then you're like, well, I mean, you know, depends. Yeah, that's an INTP specialty. But yeah, it's, you know, I never believed in any soulmatey stuff really. I just figured people were whatever. But one thing I definitely believe in now is a spectrum of compatibility, and it exists on more than one plane. It's physical compatibility, mental compatibility, like intellectual compatibility, ideational compatibility, like are you intuitive or sensory? There's emotional compatibility. What are you looking for from that? There's function compatibility. I am way over here on like the maximally compatible scale with Rachel, including aesthetic compatibility, which is one of the reasons why it's a really good idea to go out with somebody that I met through the channel, because I already know our aesthetics are similar because she's watching my channel, right? Yeah, ENTP is like everything is awesome and important, which is why I have an issue with writing executive summary and reports, because everything is important. It's called N.I. Ignoring, Jake Forrest. N.I. Ignoring. Aesthetic compatibility refers to liking the same kind of shows, liking the same kind of music, liking the same kind of art, enjoying the same general consumption, media consumption things. So it's like, it's crazy how our music taste lines up. Every time she says, here, I want to play you something, it's really good. It's really good. She's not wrong at all. And everybody's wrong. Everybody. I mean, everybody. I long since gave up having any sense of people having any idea about what's good or bad. It's like most people get it at least 40% wrong or something. And they don't understand why they're getting it wrong. And I can explain exactly why this is good or that's not. Sometimes it's just a matter of pop, but like regardless, I'm always right about it, about what's good and what's not good. Rachel and I, it's like she never plays me anything that doesn't fucking like blow up, just like pow. All right, well, when it comes to talking about music, it's true. I mean, not everybody's wrong. Like a lot of INFJs are right, but everybody else is pretty much wrong. But Rachel's right. She's right on the fucking money. She gets everything right. It's amazing. It's ridiculous. Nobody can have their music taste be right. Nobody can make me a playlist and have me want to listen to it. That's insane. They don't know what's good. She does. I don't know how. It's like, that's INFJ magic for you. She showed me a movie the other day. Right. Nobody knows what I don't know better than me. That's true. Nobody knows what you don't know better than me either. You don't know I'll put it this way. You don't know what you don't know as well as I know what you don't know. In short order. That's true for sure. You don't know what you don't know as well as I know what you don't know is absolutely correct. I mean, the thing is, I'm not trying to be an asshole or whatever when I say these things. It's just how it is. I don't know, just what I experience in life, over and over and over again. What I like is I rarely know things that Rachel doesn't know on an intuitive level. Like, she can read me like the back of a postcard. It's printed in large block letters. And we both have the same sort of intuitive. We have this gift of the Magi thing that we're getting over, which we ran afoul of a few times early on. We were both trying to sell our respective thing to buy the thing for the other person. If you're not familiar with the gift of the Magi, yeah. Well, I read her on a different level, actually. We read to each other differently. She reads my emotional states. I read her. It's hard to explain how I read her. It's as an INFJ, INFJs have a tendency to do the following thing. They'll give very subtle cues to avoid having to say anything direct about anything, to allow FE to be the currency of choice because it's their tool function. The thing is, I pick up on even the slightest of those cues. So it's not really I'm reading her, she's sending messages intentionally. Whereas she's reading me in the sense that I'm not really sending messages intentionally. I just don't hide my emotions at all. I don't have anything to hide. I'm very transparent. And part of the reason I'm that way is because I've never been able to lie. People can always tell when I'm lying. So I just don't lie mostly at all. Occasionally I will, and usually I get caught. Usually they'll come back and bust me in the ass. So, I think what INFJs in general may appreciate about ENTPs in general, but certainly what Rachel appreciates about me is the fact that I'm never trying to fool her. I'm never trying to fool her. Like, I don't like when people try to outsmart me with TI. That bugs me because it's not going to work. No, Jake Forrest, it's not quite like that. It's more like I read all of her little cues and I intuit a bunch of shit around it as well. And depending on how strong the intuitive read is, I'll either go with that or leave it in the realm of undetermined possibilities or ambiguities. I potentiate out all the possible reads, most of which all the possible determinate reads, most of which I jettison. And if it's significant enough, I'll comment on it. See, I'm not really interested in spending a lot of time reading her, right? I'm interested in an effortless relationship where I don't have to do a lot of FE, where my FI, as it is, naturally is good enough, which it is. So, it's like I feel so genuinely positive about her that there are no problems. And if I were to feel anything negative, it would be about something specific, which we'd immediately address. Like nothing lingers, nothing festers ever. Any problem between us immediately surfaces and gets addressed. First of all, I can't stay quiet about anything. If there's a problem I'm feeling about, then I just can't stay quiet about it. And ultimately, she can't either. It may take her a little bit longer to speak up about something. But the other thing is, because of our extraordinary compatibility, we really don't have any problems. Like, we just went on a couple of day-long trip with each other. And we spent 24 hours a day with each other, as we do most of the time since she's been here, basically. We didn't have a moment of tension, a moment of conflict, nothing like that. It was all roses all the time. It was all giddy joy the whole time, which is strange. It's an odd phenomenon because surely no relationship can be that all the time. I don't know what to tell you. It's like we spend a lot of time saying things like, I love you so much and you're my soulmate and stuff like that, just because we feel sort of an ejaculation of fervent moisture. I watched a cannibal movie today at the theaters. I loved it. Well, King Christian Sarmapagu, perhaps your future career is as professional cannibal. A professional cannibal's job is to go around and eat people. Some people need to be eaten, apparently. So, okay, let's talk a little bit about what it means to have a 7 slot function. It's still an absolute value for you. It's not instrumental. I think you experience your 7 slot function mostly in real time, as to say, on the physical plane, regardless probably of what your aspect stack is. And you can't really deal with it across time meaningfully. So for FI polar people, that means you simply don't really miss people in their absence. When you do, it's an oddity, right? So but I find myself missing Rachel and not even recognizing it and going, what is that thing that's going on inside of me? And I'm feeling whooshy feelings, which are all about FI attachment. Like I'm really attached to this thing. I really love this thing. I really find it precious, and so much so that thinking about it or even being with it or whatever causes this swooshy feeling of I don't even know what it is, like adrenaline or something that goes up and down in your body, and that's the physical manifestation of the FI of attachment, when you are that attached to something, it's because it gives you a lot of juice. It's the same sort of feeling that I would get when I would be anticipating getting drugs. Like, I haven't done this. I haven't gone and gotten cocaine in a long time, but I haven't sought it out probably in 30 years, maybe longer, 35 years or something. So, but it's like I remember still what it was like when you reach out for drugs, they're coming. They haven't gotten there yet. You get the drug sweats. You're like, ooh, drugs are coming. So it's the same sort of thing. FI attachment is. Yeah, Rachel gives me the drug sweats of moisture, of dampness. Yeah, I know you don't, Jake Forrest. If you're an ENTP, you're going to discover at some point in life that somebody says, "Did you miss me?" And the true answer is, no, didn't think about you at all. But people don't really want to hear that answer. We have sudden rushes of what I would call ontological terror, which is, or existential terror, which is this feeling that shit's changed while we weren't paying attention to it. Like I've been focused on this thing over here, having a great time, expecting when I turn around to go back home and everything be the same as when I left it. Except I've been turning around and having a great time for years now, and it doesn't work like that. So that's called existential terror. When you go back home and you realize it's not home anymore, and when you have those moments where you think you're in a former life, which I still have. I almost went back to my Temple City house twice now since I've been back in Arcadia. When I leave the supermarket from Rouse, I started driving back to my old Temple City house. I used to shop at the same supermarket, and it had 20 years of SI driven into it. When you experience those sort of things on a more like sudden level, like a sudden cascading level, it really can cause what I would refer to as existential terror, where you sit bolt upright in bed and go, oh, everything's different. My past is gone. My childhood lost. Never again will I sup in the warm bosom of family and hearth. Boo-hoo-hoo. Like that. Do you experience that, Jake Forrest? Complete with the boo-hoo-hoo? No, I don't think I cry loud. I think I mostly just tears run down my face. I don't make any sound. But if I'm feeling especially despairing, there was a moment earlier in our relationship where it was basically the last big fight we had to have, and I thought we were going to break up. I felt a great deal of despair. And fortunately, everything's fine. I'm quite confident we'll be together forever. I didn't know. I want to suggest to everybody who's single that when you get in a relationship with somebody, really pay attention to actual concrete signs of compatibility and incompatibility. Pay a lot of attention to them. Don't excuse incompatibility. You won't get past it. You'll end up having a messy relationship and breakup. Expect your relationship to provide you emotional compatibility. That's to say, you both have the same kind of respect for each other's feelings. That is to say, if you say, like, my feelings are hurt here, the other person takes you seriously because your feelings are hurt and doesn't need a justification for it and lets you be heard. Okay, so I would say number one is respect. Both parties respect their feelings, each other's feelings. Number two, both parties need to make sure the other person feels heard. And, number three, that there's a reasonable exchange of power that occurs. That both parties, when there needs to be power taken, as there will in the beginning of the relationship, because one party will say something wrong or do something wrong, and it'll be a legitimate critique, right? Usually say something wrong, it's legitimate critique. Hey, don't talk to me like that or whatever. Both parties are probably going to make those mistakes. So both parties need to be, at some point in the first month or two, display a capacity to exchange power with the other party. They don't have to win all the time. So that's number 3 thing I think I said. Number 4 thing, concrete compatibility, sexual compatibility. Like, are you sized properly for each other in general? Do you like the same kind of things? Do you have a very difficult time with timing? Do you want to have sex at the same time or different times all the time? Do you want to have approximately the same amount of sex or a lot different amount of sex? Does one of you really feel like you need to have the power in the sexual relationship? And if so, is that what the other person wants you to have the power as well? If not, then you got a problem, right? Or do you want it some sort of equitable? You want to make love all the time? It's like you got to kind of figure out. I think when you're with the right person, you realize that all your previous experiences were kind of irrelevant because you were with the wrong person. And that's why nothing ever really seemed to really move you in a meaningful way. Like, I always said before this relationship that if I had to choose, if I had to choose to give up one, sex or drugs, I'd give up sex. I no longer say that. I would give up drugs. And that's why? Why? Because we're compatible. And nothing really more to do with than that. It's 2 people who are actually compatible. Thank you, Jake Forrest, for outlining this. I really do actually appreciate that a lot. It's fantastic. Okay, so the other thing, other sort of little things you could look to, 6 would be diet. Make sure you don't have incompatible diets. If you're not vegan, she shouldn't be vegan, right? Number 7, I would say, is sleeping habits. Make sure you kind of want to go to sleep at the same time and get up at the same time, especially if you're going to spend a lot of time together. Number 8, amount of time in and out. Like, how much time do you want to spend at home? How much of a homebody are you versus how much do you want to go out versus your partner? That's another area of basic compatibility people probably don't check. Number 9, music tastes. Hugely important. You can also put in there movie, TV show tastes, or you can put that separate if you want, Next one, amount of conversation you want to have, amount both people want to talk, amount both people want to listen. Listen, Phage Katarina, I'm threading it back in and out, okay? You might not see the link right now, but there's a link here, okay? Because as I'm saying here, it's just like in Cobra Kai, where that guy Kyler, who was the original bad guy in the show, Kyler, what was I linking to? Oh, yeah. He gave plenty of red flags to Sam, the daughter of Daniel. Among those red flags being he was a bully. So, watching how they treat other people is also important as a red flag, okay? Yeah. There's another kind of physical compatibility, which is worth noting, which is how easily do you match your gait when you walk? Not something I would have thought about a lot, but in fact, Rachel and I easily match gait when we walk, even though I'm much taller than her. I've concluded that it has something to do with the golden ratio. It's like somehow 3 and 2. So just as the needs of Miguel fit in complementarily with the offerings of Sensei Lawrence, Mia. What is the input and output of a cognitive function, by the way? Well, It doesn't work that way. The action functions put information. So they just do that. The judging functions deliberate or check information against a standard. That's what makes them deliberative. The knowledge functions refer to the accessing of information already retained within the self, or part of the self, you could say. In other words, an expression of one's ontology existent already. Extant, but not instantiated. So that's what the knowledge functions do. They instantiate that which is extant, but not conscious. And then the interface functions, they kind of have a handshake rule. They're kind of a put, get, receive within a singular frame. It's how people interface with systems they expect to be dynamic, where they can't be fully deliberative about everything because they've got to be responsive in the moment. So FE is responsive to dynamic social systems. TE is responsive to dynamic physical systems. So I guess the answer to that is input and output doesn't quite work that way. You could say that output occurs and input occurs. Output occurs to two distinct dimensions, namely the representational world of expectations, which comprises the metaphysical part of the self, and the physical dimension, which is the dimension of realities that expectations check against, which comprises the physical part of the self, and the interface of the physical self with the surrounding physical world. Does that answer your question? Sejors Morris? It's time for me to smoke a cigarette. How do you see your knowledge of musical aesthetics playing out on a practical level? Well, I mean, mostly I see it playing out as knowing what's good to listen to and what's not. And getting to enjoy the good music, and knowing right away, sooner than most people, sooner than pretty much anybody, whether or not something's worth listening to long term, whether it deserves to be on a playlist or something. Like, most people will realize that a song's not very good sometime after they've included it on a list, right? I rarely have to do that. I've got a very keen sense of what actually pops and what actually should be noted as substantial and stand the test of time, and what does not. The thing is, I've had this ability since I was a kid, because like the albums that I listened to, which are basically a few random albums out of my dad's massive collection of crap, the albums that I chose to ended up listening to turned out to be like consistently the ones that go, oh, this is their best album, and this is when you look at critics years later, right? And there was no such information back then when I was listening to my dad's LPs on a record player, and there was no internet or anything. But oh, cool! I'd be happy to collaborate with Matthew. I'm right now. I'm on a sleepy week, I guess. I'm on kind of an extended sleepy period. I could get meds soon. How often can you listen to a song or album before getting sick and putting it on? Well, that's the thing, Chris Chapin. If it really stands the test of time, you can't get sick of it. I mean, you may get tired of that particular album right now. You may be like, I don't feel like listening to that one right now. But you don't get sick of it. If you get sick of it, it wasn't very good to begin with. That's the truth. All right, so I gotta smoke a cigarette. Can you guys entertain yourselves for a few minutes, and or can you also, let people know here in the chat that I'm sitting over there? Hi, Jim B. I gotta go pee and I gotta smoke a cigarette, and I gotta refill my coffee too. So it's gonna be about 5 minutes. If you want to simulate a cognitive function somewhere, you need at least an exact definition of input output. Okay, well, I just gave you one. I told you that the thing is, I told you where it outputs to. Namely, if you got two dimensions, you got a distinct output from NE on the metaphysical dimension, and it can output on the physical as well, but with different conditions or under different rules.
Now, it would be a little trickier to define so clearly the input output of the interface. I'd have to think about that some more in terms of how to operationalize those terms in the fashion you're talking about. But no, I just gave you one. What more would you want than that? How much more do you need than that? You know, and even knowledge has an output in the sense that the question of where the knowledge comes from, well, that's part of the assembled self, right? The build. But it, like, for example, SI knowledge can manifest by knowing how to play a chord on the guitar with your fingers. You know with your fingers, you don't know in any other physical sense, right? So that's an example of SI outputting it on the physical dimension. NI outputs on the metaphysical dimension. It's the same kind of knowledge. It's like, I know that song's good or that song's bad, right? Same sort of thing. That's where the information is put, is naturally the metaphysical dimension. The information is gotten from the physical dimension, in that instance, if it's new information. Time in the moon for gloves, simply because you're near me. Funny, but when you're near me, I'm in the mood for gloves. Okay, still haven't smoked my cigarette, but I'm going to come back on my coffee microwave. So, you locked your keys in your car, huh? Guess you do that about once a week. Well, that's demonstrative SI at its worst. You remember how often you do it, but you don't remember well enough to not do it again. That's called not applying SI in your own life, but demonstrating it for others. Hi, Winston's mom. So nice to see you. You know, Rachel really loves you, by the way. She talks about you a lot and pulls cards for you and stuff. More than anybody else around here, she really appreciates you, frankly. Like, I mean, not more than anybody else here appreciates you, but she appreciates you more than anybody else, really, I think. She finds you positive and a force of good in the universe. I do too, by the way. And I appreciate your periodic role as my conscience. Rachel's NI is powerful in that regard as well. You know, sixth slot is demonstrative. Sixth slot is difficult to say. Sixth slot. Thanks, Winston's mom. I appreciate that. You know, one of the things Rachel made clear, we were struggling for a little bit about. She was trying to say to me basically, like, she's not comfortable with some caregiving expectations for my mom or whatever. And it was causing conflict for us for a while until she finally said, I just don't want to force her to do anything. And the light sort of dinged on me. Because, you know, my dad's an ESTJ. He takes it very, very much like custodial, kind of like, all right, Jane, well, you have to get up. You have to get up. Now, come on, get up. Just kind of, she's always like, wait. And he's just like, come on, get up. And, you know. So she's really made me pay more attention to the fact that my mom is often actually expressing things that make perfectly good sense. She just can't. What's ISFP? Oh, the 6-slot SI? Yeah, that's ISFP. 6-slot SI. It's also ISTP. ISFP and ISTP have 6-slot SI. Yeah. Oh, that's my coffee. I'm going to go smoke that cigarette, and I'll be back and finish my story about whatever it was. Do you or Rachel have any 29 degrees in your astrological chart? I don't know. Rachel, do either you or I have any 29 degrees in our astrological charts?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure? When's his mom wants to know? Any 29 degrees?
I'm pretty sure no. I know for me, I'm pretty sure no. I think that the highest that I have is 26, which is my sun sign. I'm pretty sure. Because I'm a cusp. I could almost be an Aquarius, but I don't think I have any 29 degrees.
Well, Winston's mom, just for the record, Panorama City, USA, California, 4/27/71, and my birth time was 1:29 a.m. So, if you want to look it up, you're welcome to.
I would see. I think you do have some.
Is it good to have 29 degrees or bad to have 29 degrees, Winston's mom? Tell me more. What does it mean to have 29 degrees? How are you guys doing? Gladiators? Did you go with Eric and Rachel to Vegas?
Mm-hmm.
No gladiators came with us to Vegas.
I'm gonna pee.
You pee. You pee your little heart out, Rachel. You know what I love about Rachel? One of the many, many things about Rachel that I love. Instead of going into the house, she just hops up onto the sink and pees in the sink like me. It's very nice. It's very satisfying. It's like finally another sane human being. Wake Forest. Jake Forest is. I call you Wake Forest. Jake Forest is such a beautiful sight too. Your butt cheeks right there in front of me. You're constantly re-astonishing me with your beauty for the first time again forever. I love you, Rachel. I want to know what degrees is good. What's the best kind of degrees to have? Is it 31 degrees, 32?
I think so.
I want to have the best degrees possible.
I think you do. No?
Okay, I'm going to post a poll, I think, on the community tab. Which song is sadder? When Somebody Loved Me from Toy Story 2, or Say Something I'm Giving Up on You? I'm tall enough to pee directly into the sink. Yes, I'm 6'4". Okay, so this is the question. Which song is sadder? When Somebody Loved Me from Toy Story 2, or Say Something I'm Giving Up on You? The first song is When Somebody Loved Me, Everything Was Beautiful. Na, 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 na. And then the other one is Say Something I'm Giving Up on You. Jake Forrest, don't be so hard. Don't be so Cobra Kai. You've got too much Cobra Kai in your heart, Jake Forrest. I want you to bring a little Miyagi-Do in and balance that shit out. There's another important compatibility thing I wanted to say. Smell. You really have to like the way the other person smells. Like, Rachel can even be like, 3 days dirty. She still smells fantastic to me. Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai never die. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm back. Did you miss me? So, are you spray painting yourself? Careful to leave a bare spot. Copper cut? No, I didn't say copper cut. I was just saying they've got to smell good. The lady has to smell good to you. Oh, Cobra Kai never die. Cobra Kai never die, okay? Oh, Cobra Kai. Yeah, there was Cobra Kai in your heart. Cobra Kai is 3 things. Strike first, strike hard, no mercy. It's what I wanted to. The second choice name for Autonomy Debate School was Cobra Kai Debate School. The tagline was going to be Warfare for Children. I liked it. I liked the idea a lot. But I went with Autonomy Debate, which I'm glad I did. I try to coach debate a little bit like that, you know. Obviously, not the cheaty aspects. Not try to. We walk a narrow path, but I always go. You know, you walk in there, no mercy. You make those fuckers cry. You know, you debate them into the dirt. You hammer their shit. You bring it, fucking full frontal assault. The best defense is a better offense. You make them come battle on your framework. Don't you battle under theirs, you know? Drag them away from their impacts. How does a toadstool kill tadpoles? By recruiting them into street gangs. It was really nice. It's my parents have this timeshare program where they have like weeks in various places, right? And so it's like my dad had that thing for the week. He had this whole 2-bedroom thing that he had set up for, I guess, the 4 of us to go originally. But oh, Prince Andrew? I don't know who that is. I don't think I've heard that one. Isn't it Harry? Is one of the princes Harry? And the other one is Bert. Bert, I think. Prince Bert. Queen Elizabeth's kid is Prince Andrew. Queen Elizabeth's kid. Isn't that Prince Charles? We did not see any showgirls. I will tell you what the best meal we ate in Vegas was. See, we did it smart. The best meal we ate in Vegas was at Fridays, actually. But we wanted to have a nice meal in Vegas. If you go to like a fancy steakhouse or whatever, you're going to pay out the gazoo for it. So we went to Fridays and we got filet mignon and she got the lobster tails. It was just as good as it would have been at a fancy steakhouse. It was fantastic. But we only paid like $22 a plate. So, you know, it was affordable compared to things. Yeah, I have a link to that document somewhere. Let me get it. Prince Charles is Prince Andrew's brother. Oh, I didn't know he had a brother. I did not know that. You never hear about him before, really. I don't know if we ever talked about that one. Maybe because he's a pedo. I don't know. Okay, what am I looking up? Oh, right, I'm not looking at that. Look, this document is a little dated, but it's still good. Exciting tables. I mean, it doesn't really have everything operationalized like I just described it to you. It should. I'm working on right now I'm working on an aspects compatibility thing that shows why I think perceivers need to be with not their duals. I think duality may work for judging types. Okay. Share. Copy link. Go over here. Put over here. You mean Rock God? Thank you for listening, man. You got 2 videos conflated there, 2 songs conflated. I have a video called I'm a Star, and I have another one called Rock God. You could be both a pedo and a womanizer? If you're a womanizer, why are you pedoing? Thanks, Jake Forrest. Well, that's for Sir George S'mores or whatever the name is. Let's see. Sojourner's Moors. Yeah. So I texted Delilah earlier. See if she texted me back. You can probably guess why I texted Delilah. I only really ever contact her for one reason. Anyway, well, actually, there's like 3 reasons I might text her. I think about it. One of them is drugs. One of them is something to do with the family. One of them is, I don't know. If the cognitive functions were an astrological house, and what house would NIRs at? I have no idea even what the houses are. I don't have any idea what those are. So, I don't know. I don't know anything about astrology. I've learned some things about tarot. I can tell you which cards those are, maybe. Like, Any is like the Magician card. NI is the world. Right? I think so. I have no idea what houses are. But I do like my tarot there. I am making a tarot card personality type combination document that I just haven't made much progress on in a while. I need speed, basically. The weird thing is, and this is the challenge for me, I'm so content and satisfied just sort of being in this relationship and just enjoying life and being a pig, I'm a pig in Chinese astrology, and I've really come to embrace that recently. Like, my favorite new saying is "oink oink, motherfuckers," as I'm, eating something or playing or having fun or whatever. It's self-indulgent, is what it is. It's pretty self-indulgent. It's pretty indulgent living I'm enjoying right now. Just sort of smoke. And the thing is, I've always enjoyed, well, not always, prior to the dissolution of autonomy, I was actually quite busy. With autonomy or prior to that with Kudos, I was super busy. Like, I was working 60 plus hours a week. So I did that for quite a long time. It's not like I've been a pig for very long, really. But I've been more or less a pig since the end of autonomy. And that's basically around when I started going out with Kimberly. So for the last, 2.5 years. But this is the first time I've really enjoyed it. It's the first time I've really been like, have balance in it, I've got a lot of balance to my life right now. I'm living the Miyagi-Do dream. And Miyagi-Do is all about balancing your life, balancing your karate, balancing your Whereas Cobra Kai is all about kick ass and take names. So right now I'm living the balance dream. And I'm fighting for Miyagi-Do. I used to fight a lot more for Cobra Kai. It was all about doing battle, waging war, kicking ass and taking names. But all the anger is dissipated from me. It's strange. No, that's not true. I woke up this morning mad at Rachel's mother, who's, I don't even want to get into it. People get so upset when I start talking shit. But that's all I can say about it right now. That's all I'm going to say. Oh, no. Izzy does like when her sissy puss pushes her uphill. the comment about my musings on Rachel's mother. He's saying it's a futile battle against the inevitable stalemate. That's what the tarot told me as well. So you and the tarot are in agreement there. Cobra Kai never die, motherfuckers. I got plenty of Cobra Kai left in me. Don't worry. Just add speed. Instant asshole, just add speed. You've probably seen the shirts. Normally say alcohol. It's not comparable at all. Why would you say it's comparable? They're totally different modalities. One is actually a way that you could potentially model human behavior as a natural phenomenon given the prime directive and the mechanisms of ontology as described by me. Totally testable, provable, all that kind of shit, right? The other stuff is magical thinking. Why would you conflate the two? I don't. But I'm not afraid that my rational thinking is going to get a cold from my magical thinking. It doesn't concern me. I'm not worried about that. I've got a solid metaframe. How about you, Sir George Morris? How's your metaframe? Host Eric, you are all male, and Rachel is the realized image muse of your animus anima brought to full circle. Circle of life. She is your lobster. I like that, Weston. I like that thing you just said right there a lot, even though I don't understand it. I like it a lot. I mean, I get the all male part. I get the Rachel's my, I guess, the muse of my anima, the image of my animal, the image of my id, brought to full circle. Circle of life. I like it regardless. She is my lobster. She's my lobster and filet mignon. I got it medium rare. The probably ESTP waiter lady commended me for not overcooking it. So yeah, my cognitive function model is not MBTI and it's not Jungian functions per se. It's not Sissionics either. It's the correct way of understanding it. And it's accounted for all possible angles of attack because I'm a professional debate coach who is consistent with, who's experienced with making cases that are as airtight as I can possibly make them. You know, I understand all the different ways of critiquing things and all the different ways of building cases that make them resistant to critique. Which of those is the most dangerous? The anchor, because only staying in one place can prevent you from growing. Growing is the most important thing we do. Namaste. Namaste, Winston's mom. Namaste, Phage. Namaste, Jake Forrest. Namaste. What is the risk? The risk is stagnation, anchoring too much. What is the solution? Let go of your past. Just let it go. Just let it go. Don't let your past be an anchor that drags you to the bottom of the ocean of despair. Get back aboard the good ship Hope and sail into the future, just letting that past go behind you. My name is ENFJ Eric, and today I'm providing life wisdom for everybody. Okay, who else has a question about my life wisdoms? I am advising with my advice today. Who has a question for ENFJ Eric? Anybody? All right, then. Let me tell you some of the wonderful things I will. Okay, Jake. Thank you for asking. Jake brings a great point. Jake, you are so smart to mention this. ENFJ Eric, please teach me how to stand back up every time I fall. And really, Jake, you hit it on the nose there. Hit it right on the nose. That's right. It's important to have persistence. Persistence. Okay. Every time you fall off that horse, it's a chance for you to forget about the fact that you just fell off that horse. It doesn't matter. That's your experience. Your experience doesn't matter at all. Just let all your past go. You forget you even knew what a horse was. I don't know what a horse is. Just get back on it. You're not even getting back on it. You're getting on it for the first time because you forgot that you were just on it. I was thrown by a horse in Cody, Wyoming. She thought she was pregnant. That'll make a horse ornery when she's late on her period. Look, life is like being a cornerback in the NFL. You need a short memory. When you're playing corner, you're trying to prevent that quarterback from throwing those passes down the field and catching them, right? But sometimes they do. They do catch it. They score a touchdown on you. So what do you need? A very short memory. Okay? Now look, the next thing I want to tell you is no matter what, believe in yourself. Believe in it right now. You're not believing hard enough. If your life isn't what you want it to be, why aren't you believing it is what you think you want it to be? That's how you make it happen. Just manifest it with positive thinking right now. Just be like, I am Queen of England. I am. And then you will be. That's how you be things. Everybody knows that. You got to manifest. Like, I'm going to date Brad Pitt. Okay, you want to do that? You want to do that, Winston's mom? You want to date Brad Pitt? You want to date Leonardo DiCaprio? Hell, you want to date Leonardo da Vinci? That's fine. You can do that. You have to dream it and make it happen with your positive thinking. Leonardo da Vinci, Leonardo da Vinci, Leonardo da Vinci, Leonardo da Vinci. And you will have your dream come true. Leonardo da Vinci will rise from the dead and he will come back and he will date you. Okay? So, I hope you've all learned a lot today on ENFJ Wisdoms for a Friday morning. I've been your host, ENFJ Eric. I'm going to pass you back over now. That's right, Jake Forrest, you're understanding. What is holding you back? Limiting beliefs. Why can't you fly? Because you believe you can't. Why aren't you rich? Because you believe you aren't rich. Why aren't you with that super hot chick over there? Because you believe you aren't. If you believe hard enough and act like you are her boyfriend, then you would be her boyfriend. Just go up to her and be like, hey, honey, how's it going? You remember me? It's your boyfriend, Eric. And she'll be like, huh? Are you sure you're my boyfriend? Yeah. I remember. Don't you? No. Now do you remember? You want to pat you on the butt, see how it feels? Yeah, I kind of do remember now. See, I told you. Anyhow, I don't know if you guys are aware of this. I want to talk to you a little bit about, since this is a show, a live stream about the greatest show ever, Cobra Kai Season 1. I'm going to tell you now about the worst show ever. A show nobody should ever, 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 ever consider going to see. It's called Menopause the Musical. Yes, it really exists. Yes, I really did see it. And yes, it was the worst thing I've ever seen. I only saw about 20 or 30 minutes of it. I couldn't tolerate any longer than that. It is exactly what you imagine. It's like hot flash, cold flash. It's fucking unbelievably horrible. It's literally the worst thing I've ever seen. Google it. Menopause the Musical. It really exists. They've got a YouTube highlights thing on it. You will watch it and your soul will start to die. So, if you want to see, you think, people say like The Room is the worst movie ever. Well, the worst play ever is Menopause the Musical. I saw it. It was terrible. I saw part of it. I couldn't tolerate it anymore. But I will tell you this. It did make me and Rachel decide we'd like to produce a play called Bangles from Los Angeles, which it's about middle-aged gay men entering their gay menopause. And it's basically the same concept other than that. It's just with gay men. Makes it more diverse that way. Worst play ever might be naked boys singing and you pay extras in the front row. Oh. Oh, that sounds awful, Winston's mom. I think you win. You win. You win the bad play contest. That's worse than Menopause the Musical. I don't know anything else about it. Just the title of it, and I don't want to say. Oh. The vagina monologues is also ridiculous as a concept, of course. But it does make me want to write a play called The Penis Dialogues. Instead of it being a one-sided conversation, me up on stage, it's my penis talking to people in the audience. Hey, how's it going? There's penis. I'm here to have a conversation with you tonight. That's why it's called The Penis Dialogues. All you see is just my penis on a podium in front of a microphone. It's the only thing that's in light, that's lit up, okay? The rest of me is in darkness. There's one spotlight on my penis. And it just talks to people in the audience for like 3 hours about random shit. So, you have a college-age son. Oh, cool. Where does he go to school? Wake Forest. Oh, just like Jake Forrest, except at university. You don't know Jake Forrest? Jake Forrest he's this very feminine dude from England who they'll all take turns. Some of the time it'll be my penis, namely the Ace of Swords. Sometimes it'll be Dr. Lionel Sprinting Wolf Casabro's penis. Sometimes it'll be Eric the ENFJ's penis. Sometimes it'll be Rick Benson's EST penis. And, sometimes it'll be Raul Diego's very artistic, intuitive penis. It's a good point. I forgot the many moods of Eric's penis. You're a very masculine chick. Beige Katarina, I don't mean to out her, but Jake Forrest is not actually a dude, okay? That's why I said that. I'm sorry to out you like that, Jake Forrest. He's not actually a dude. He's actually a chick. She's an attractive young chick, so sorry. She's not a feminine dude. She's an attractive young wolf. I gotta go pee. I mean, not pee. I gotta smoke a cigarette. Oh, you already told everybody? Okay, cool. I don't know, Jake Forrest. Because you didn't tell them you were an attractive female. They assume you're just some British dude. They'd probably watch your channel. If you said, I'm an attractive young single woman, they'd watch your channel, I bet. Rachel's going to be very disappointed. You know why? I'll tell you why. It's because our one avocado has fallen from the tree. Well, I suppose. Oh, yeah, we had one avocado on the tree. Rachel and I have been watching it grow. And then we had a storm while we were gone in Vegas. And sadly, the avocado has fallen from the tree. It's a big ass tree. It almost never had any avocado. We had one avocado. So I don't know what's wrong with this avocado tree. It's that avocado tree is permanently in Mercury in retrograde. Hermit retrograde. I don't know. It's like I never really. The last time I produced one was many years ago. I don't remember what it tasted like. Dubai, Jake Forrest, you don't want to go be a woman in the Middle East. Come on now. Have a little sense. Well, yeah, you're not going to fit in well there at all. An ENTP woman in the Middle East? Are you fucking kidding me? That's nutty. You do not want to do that. Better poor and free than, get a job someplace else. Not Dubai. God, you're just going to be a sex slave. It's like, don't trust those countries. They do not treat people well. See if you can go to the United States. People respect women around here. Scandinavia. People respect women too much in Scandinavia. Turn it into a pussified nightmare of immigration. Well, Winston's mom. You can't trust a woman behind the wheel. You know that. Yes, Jake's a woman. I typed her or something. I didn't type her. We talked to her about stuff, about legal stuff. law school stuff. It was fun. It was so much fun. Thank you for that, Jake. That was a lot of fun. That was like the most fun I've had doing one of those things in a long time. I did type you too, huh? Great, fantastic. Yeah, I remember, sort of. Come on, Jake Forrest, be nice to me. My SI is nothing. I'm an old man. Whenever I fuck up like that, I always pull out the old man card. Oh, I'm just an old man. I don't remember so well anymore. fuck yeah. Sure. You know, do it at a time when you got more than an hour. Because we'll definitely go over no extra cost and shit if you feel like it. Alright? If you don't feel like it, that's fine too. I understand. Time's precious. Time's the golden commodity. Pretty much all week. You know, I don't really got anything going on right now. I've been avoiding my email. I've got people trying to give me a typo, and I'm just not answering my emails. I just haven't looked at them actually at all. Frankly, it didn't seem fun. Wednesday, 11 a.m. Sure, no problem. I write it down over here on this piece of paper with my fingers. 11 a.m. Wednesday, Jake Forrest. Word up. Fantastic. Thanks. I would like to play with Matthew. I like to hang out with Matthew. Matthew's fun. We've made some good videos before. And you're trying to call me? Oh, you should call either my old number, which I still have for a little bit longer, I guess. I don't know. I paid Kimberly off to keep the phone and cancel the thing on her, and I'm going to have to have my new phone number switched over to this phone because I lost my other phone like a moron. That's my 909 number. And I could also give you Rachel's number. I remember what it is. Okay, so this is also a fine number to reach me at. People should feel free to use this number to reach me. Should not necessarily feel fine to use this number to reach Rachel, but she should feel fine to use this number to reach me. I stalk his channel? No, Matthew lives far away from me. Matthew lives in Connecticut, which is, all the way across the country. But we could work remotely if he's got a decent mic. That's the key thing. And certainly we can work remotely on videos and stuff. I do like his contributions on videos. I've asked him to make videos in the past. The thing is, he's been a little like, he's an ENFP. So what that means is that whether or not he feels like working depends on when I ask him. It's like, so, it's not fair to me, but it's like when I'm doing fun stuff, I want to be like, hey, I'm ready to do something fun right now. And I want the other person to be like, okay. And it's hard to operate like that with him because he's the same way. He only wants to do something fun when he wants to do it right now. And he's, so there's that, Those are the only numbers that are going to work. The second one is the only one that's going to work permanently. Okay, so I'm going to wrap it up. That's enough for live streaming for this morning. Thanks, Jake Forrest. I will see you Wednesday at 11 a.m. Los Angeles time. I have it written down right here. 11 a.m. Wednesday, Jake Forrest. I will remember it multiple times. I'll repeat to myself multiple times. I will not forget. And we will rock that shit. You got nothing to be scared of. You're an ENTP. You live and you eat and breathe and live and die. The truth. Have a great day, everyone. Indeed. Thank you, April, for saying so. And you have a great day as well, April. And everybody else, too. Don't forget to eat plenty of cheese.